Hi, Neil from EA Media. Over the years, I've seen so much trends that it's quite honestly, the amount of wasted money that people have spent on these things is phenomenal. I've seen the year of ATM back in the late 80s, early 90s. That was superseded by Sonnet. This is all network technology. I've seen the year of PKI, but PKI has taken so long because it's a bigger solution than people needed when it first came out. I've seen the year of virtual reality. Anybody been into Second Life lately? I've seen the year of technology, and quite honestly, every single year is a year of technology. So with this video, what I wanted to do was point to a few security technologies that I think you should steer clear of, because I think you can find better solutions for your money elsewhere. When DLP first came out a number of years ago, everybody was all hot for it. It was the solution to prevent any of their data from leaving the enterprise. So when my client was interested in going down that road, I thought, okay, first what I'll do is I'll phone up as many customers as I can find that already had DLP. Not a whole lot of them had. When I talked to the ones that I did have, two things were found. First, they were having nothing but troubles putting it into place. It was complicated, and they couldn't get the algorithms to work. Second is that it was not being used by anybody inside the organization. So what's the point of putting in a technology, supporting the technology over its lifetime, and it not being used? Got to remember, DLP is dependent on information classification. When's the last time you saw a company actually doing information classification on a regular basis throughout the organization? Save your money. There's lots of other things that you can do to try and prevent your documents from leaving the company. I actually like the concept of RBAC. The problem is that systems and solutions have been put into place in an enterprise organically, without any pre-planning. So when it comes time to do a role-based access control project, it's a white elephant. You'll end up having to go back, redesigning all these various legacy solutions, making sure that you have a consistent set of roles. Most organizations are not mature enough to be consistently using roles project by project and solution by solution. Or the applications that they want to be using don't have the capability of having your set of roles. So it's much better to look at your solutions, make sure that you're defining roles and segmenting who has responsibility for what in the solution than it is to try and fit into an enterprise project. The RBAC projects I've seen last a minimum of 3 years and seldom get completed. If your company is consistent about putting in roles and has the maturity to maintain those roles, sure, look at role-based access control. But the vast majority of companies are not at that point. Last technology I want to talk to you about are smart cards. Now, I'm not talking about smart cards for physical access. Smart cards for physical access, great, fine, no problem with them. But there have been companies that have gone and moved beyond just using it for physical access. What they're doing now is they're using it for logging into as a second factor of authentication into laptops. there's better solutions. And I know I'm going to get pushback on this comment, but there are better solutions for two-factor authentication into laptops, into mobile devices. Okay? Smart cards, you have to maintain these cards. Okay? Somebody loses a card, you have to get a new card to them. You're dependent on a physical reader in the laptop itself. That's an expense. Plus, anything physical tends to break. That's just the nature of it. So a better solution would be to use something like, and this is not a recommendation, but it's an example. You could use something like RSA Secure ID soft tokens. It's just an app that's put on your cell phone, and then you use the app to provide the changing code for accessing into your application. It's software based, so it's easy to implement, it's easy to distribute, and if there's an issue, you can remote in, whereas a smart card, somebody has to physically go to your desktop. Okay? So, again, smart cards, good in its place for physical access, not so good for two-factor authentication. So, that's just an example of 3 technologies. Here's my rule of thumb. When I look at a technology, when I look at a solution, I ask myself, will it stand the test of time? Will it be used by my customers, or am I forcing them to change their activities? And by customers, I'm talking internal stakeholders. And is it going to become an industry standard? Is it something that not just my company, but pretty much every company across the industry is going to end up using? If your answers to those questions are yes, go for it. Otherwise, think long and hard about going with a technology that is a fad. It'll cost you money, and often you'll be able to find another solution that's cheaper, quicker to get into place. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please take a look at the other videos we have on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you can help grow the EA Media community. I'm Neil Rarup with EA Media, and I hope that helps.